Ladies and gentlemen, hear me today, not just with your ears, but with your heart. Because what I am about to say has the power to transform your life. If you would just listen, if you would just believe, if you would just do this for 3 days, you will see a change so undeniable that you will never speak to yourself the same way again. Ladies and gentlemen, hear me today, not just with your ears, but with your heart. Because what I am about to say has the power to transform your life. If you would just listen, if you would just believe, if you would just do this for 3 days, you will see a change so undeniable that you will never speak to yourself the same way again. Too many people wake up defeated before the day even begins. They tell themselves, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed, and they wonder why their life remains the same. But I tell you today, change your words and you will change your world. Speak life into your situation. Speak power into your purpose. Speak victory over every challenge that comes your way. For 3 days, just 3 days, when fear whispers, you can't, you will answer, I can. When doubt says, you're not enough, you will declare, I am more than enough. When the world tries to pull you down, you will stand tall and say, I am rising. If you do this, if you commit to this, if you speak to yourself with faith and power for just 3 days, something inside of you will shift. Your mind will become stronger, your heart will become braver, and your spirit will become unstoppable. Listen to me, this is not just about 3 days. This is about a new way of life. Because once you experience the power of speaking truth, of speaking faith, of speaking life into yourself, you will never go back to the old way of thinking. You will never go back to speaking weakness when you have found your strength. So I challenge you today, talk to yourself like this for just 3 days. And when you do, watch how your life begins to change. Watch how doors begin to open. Watch how your confidence begins to rise. Because the moment you change your words, you change your future. The words you speak, especially to yourself, carry immense power. They are not just sounds, they are declarations that shape the way you think, feel, and ultimately live. Many people go through life unaware that their own voice is the strongest influence over their destiny. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not good enough, that you are incapable, that you are bound to fail, then your mind will believe it and your actions will reflect it. You will hesitate when you should act. You will shrink back when you should move forward. And you will live within limitations that only exist because you have spoken them into existence. But what happens when you change the words you speak? What happens when you start speaking power, strength, and confidence into your own life? Suddenly, your reality begins to shift. When you wake up in the morning and say, I am strong, I am capable, I am ready, something happens inside of you. Your mind starts aligning with those words, your body responds with energy, and your spirit gains the courage to push forward. It is not magic, it is the undeniable power of words shaping your perception, your actions, and ultimately your results. History and science both support this truth. Studies have shown that people who engage in positive self-talk perform better under pressure, recover from setbacks more quickly, and experience higher levels of success. Successful individuals across every field, from athletes to entrepreneurs, understand this principle. They do not allow negative words to take root in their mind. Instead, they reinforce their faith, their strength, and their ability to overcome challenges by speaking words of victory before they even see the results. This is why it is critical to become intentional with the words you use. Every time you say, I can't, you weaken your resolve. Every time you say, I'm not good enough, you reinforce self-doubt. But when you replace those words with, I am capable, I will find a way, I have everything I need to succeed, you empower yourself to take action with confidence. The more you repeat these affirmations, the more they become ingrained in your belief system. Eventually, they will not just be words you say, they will be the truth you live by. The key is consistency. You cannot speak strength one day and weakness the next. You cannot declare victory in the morning and doubt yourself by the afternoon. You must guard your words and discipline your speech. Choose to speak life, faith, and courage into your own heart every single day. And when you do, you will begin to see changes, not just in your thoughts, but in the way you approach challenges, the way you handle adversity, and the way you walk toward your future. Your words shape your reality. If you want to change your life, start by changing the way you talk. Speak strength, speak confidence, speak success, and watch as your world transforms before your very eyes. Doubt is one of the greatest barriers to success. It creeps into the mind, whispers lies, and convinces people that they are not capable and not strong enough to achieve their dreams. Doubt makes even the most talented individuals hesitate, question themselves, and settle for less than they deserve. It keeps people trapped in fear, holding them back from stepping into their true potential. The voice of doubt is loud, persistent, and destructive, but it can be silenced. The only way to overcome doubt is to replace it with declarations of strength spoken with conviction and belief. When doubt tells you you are not good enough, you must counter it immediately with, I am more than enough. When it whispers, you don't have what it takes, you must declare, I have everything I need to succeed. When it tries to make you believe that you will fail, you must say with confidence,
I am built for victory. These declarations are not empty words. They are weapons against the negative thoughts that try to control your mind. The moment you replace doubt with words of strength, you take back your power. It is important to understand that doubt is not rooted in truth. It is built on fear, uncertainty, past failures, and external opinions. Declarations of strength are rooted in faith, resilience, and the belief that you are capable of overcoming any obstacle.
the way you speak to yourself determines whether you will live in fear or move forward with courage. If you constantly allow doubt to dictate your thoughts, you will hesitate and shrink back. But if you fill your mind with words of power, you will stand tall, take risks, and step boldly into your purpose. This practice is not just about motivation, it is about rewiring your mindset. The brain listens to what you say. The more you declare strength, the more your mind accepts it as truth. Over time, these words become the foundation of your confidence. You will begin to believe in yourself at a level you never thought possible. You will no longer be paralyzed by fear because you have built a habit of speaking faith, courage, and determination into your life. Imagine what would happen if, for just 3 days, you refused to let doubt win. Imagine waking up each morning and declaring, I am strong, I am capable, I will succeed. Imagine responding to every challenge with the word, I can handle this, I will find a way. That kind of mindset creates unstoppable momentum. It gives you the energy to keep pushing forward even when difficulties arise. It transforms the way you see yourself and the way you approach life. Replacing doubt with declarations of strength is a choice, a daily discipline. It is not about waiting until you feel confident. It is about choosing to speak confidence until it becomes your reality. The more you practice this, the more natural it will become. Soon, you will find that doubt no longer has control over you because your voice of strength is louder. Fear and failure are two of the greatest obstacles standing between people and their dreams. They have the power to paralyze, to make even the strongest individuals hesitate, and to convince people that they are not capable of achieving greatness. Fear whispers, what if you fail? Failure echoes, you will never succeed. These voices can be overwhelming, but they do not have to define you. The way to overcome fear and failure is to speak victory over them consistently, boldly, and without hesitation. Fear thrives in silence. It grows stronger when it is left unchallenged. When you allow fearful thoughts to dominate your mind, they begin to shape your actions, or rather your inaction. You hesitate to risks. You shrink back from opportunities. You convince yourself that it is safer to stay where you are than to step into the unknown. But when you speak victory over fear, something shifts. When fear says, you can't do this, you must answer, I am more than capable. When it tries to intimidate you with uncertainty, you must declare, I am ready for whatever comes my way. When it tells you to quit, you must proclaim, I will keep going until I succeed. Failure, too, is often misunderstood. Many people believe that failure is the end, that it is proof of their inadequacy. But failure is not a sign that you are weak. It is a sign that you are trying. Every successful person has failed at some point, but what separates them from others is how they respond. Instead of letting failure define them, they speak victory over it. They say, this is not the end of my story. They remind themselves,